Hello, everybody. I see there's some audios connecting still, so I'm going to just give you a minute for everybody to get on before we get started. Got some people joining still. All right, well, we don't want to hold anybody too long, so we're just going to get started. So thank you everyone for joining. We're so happy to have you guys with us tonight. If you want to drop where you're from and who invited you in the comments, we would love to see who is all with us tonight. But like I said, we're going to try to keep this timely and respect everyone's time. So I'm going to pass it off to our first speaker, Miss Alicia.
All right. Hello, everybody. Like Sydney said, my name's Alicia Bauman, and I've actually been a ZYIA rep now for 3 years. I work full-time. I'm a wife, a mom to 2 kids, a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old, and have my irons in the fire and a few other things on the side. But yeah, I know I'm trying to keep this short and sweet here tonight. But 3 years ago when I joined, I did not need to, I didn't need the extra income. Like my husband and I had just gone on a trip to Louisiana. Like I didn't need anything. Like I was doing childcare at the time and writing for the newspaper, and I didn't need anything extra. And something just kind of like told me that I needed to do this. Like my direct upline, I had actually hadn't ordered anything from her until like maybe a week before I decided to be part of this company. And quickly, what should I say, came to realize that once I was part of it, it was something I really needed. And I probably didn't start working the business till about a year into it. You know, I kind of was just like, you know what, I'm going to take and either give it my all, or I'm going to be done with it. And decided to give it my all. And here we are 3 years later. I was telling, I believe Carly was I was telling Carly, she's another gal on this call, but I was telling her a couple weeks ago that 4 years ago, my grandpa died, and he was a really big community man. And he owned the hardware store in our small town of 700 for 40 years. And then my parents owned it for 30 years. And when we were given the opportunity, my husband and I, to potentially buy the business, we were kind of not given that up. My parents basically said we weren't going to do that to you. So I will say that ZYIA has kind of been something that I've been able to fill that void and have something to call my own. It's given me the flexibility to work it when I want to work it, and, you know, be able to be home with my family and be home with the kids. But my grandpa did say one thing before he passed, and he said, if you could take and do anything in your life, take and do something for your community. And I strongly believe that, like, your community doesn't have to be the physical place that you live in. It can be a group of women that, you know, you meet across the whole US. So I don't know, I'm going to kind of leave you with that. Like a month ago, I got to go on my first in-person ZYIA trip, and it was something that I encourage all of you to do at some point if you do decide to join this business. So I don't know if I think that's all I got to tell you guys tonight. And I'm going to pass it on over to Amy.
Hey everybody, I'm going to start my timer here. I'm Amy Karras from Rapid City, South Dakota. I've been a rep for a little over a year now, and I also didn't need the money. I had a son, he'll actually be 2 next month, and I had really bad postpartum depression. And so being a stay-at-home mom, like going from corporate America, COVID, stay-at-home mom, I was like, I wanted to get involved in something that I was passionate about and was important to me and that I valued, but I didn't know like what that was. And so then my good friend Brooke Newell, she has been a rep, I think like 6 or 8 months longer than me. And so she's like, oh, hey, like, and I like to like work out and whatever. And she's like, oh, I sell ZYIA. And I'm like, oh, well, what's ZYIA? I'm sure I'm a Lululemon. I wear Lululemon. I don't need any more leggings. She's like, oh, they have joggers. I'm like, okay, let me see. So I ordered something, didn't like them. And so she's like, well, I have a lot of stuff. Why don't I come over and you can try stuff on or like see it, because she's a size 2 and I'm not. And then like see what you think. So I got the Fig peak zipper joggers and I was blown away. I was hooked, became a rep like the day after I got them. And then what ended up really resonating with me was how Brooke talked about what ZYIA is. And I've seen that so much firsthand of the community aspect and outreach. And like Erica's group is just awesome with like the support and the training. And I went to Summit last September and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is just so inspiring. And all these like moms that are like getting shit done, like I love it so much. And it's been just super motivating. And here I was like, well, if I just make enough each month to feed my ZYIA addiction, pay for what I order, I'm happy. And here I am a year later and I'm making more than that. And I'm able to actually fund my trips I do. So I just was in Vegas and I went to Scottsdale and my girlfriend and I are going to go to Cabo in September. So I'm like, ooh, I set this aside for that. And so it's just become now something that I love, that has given me opportunities financially to go do more trips without being like, oh, maybe we should stay at the mid-size resort versus like, no, let's splurge and go to the bigger one. But I'll tell you what, like I've met like one of the reasons, with doing ZYIA was being a part of the community here. I mean, yes, meeting other ZYIA reps from different parts of the country and stuff has been awesome, but I've actually been able to be involved in my community. I do local events at the Civic Center and you just keep on seeing like the same people. And some of these gals have become my friends. Some of them are now reps underneath me. I have another gal that is coming on here, I think next month. I'm talking her into it now. And she's just like, oh my God, like I'm doing a party for her now. And she's like, it's just so much fun. It'd be really fun to like be like a part of your team. And like, that's what like keeps me staying with ZYIA and it keeps me motivated and excited. So I think it's the best thing that I've ever done. And I never would have thought, I mean, not, the promos they have and all this, oh, I'm not gonna get that. Darn it, if I haven't gotten more promos, and I wouldn't have thought that I would have gotten that. And it's just been a huge blessing. And yeah, I love ZYIA. That's all I got. So on to Carly.
All right, guys. My name is Carly Cold Iron. I have been with ZYIA since August. So what is that, like 9 months? I have 4 children. I am crazy and I homeschool them. I homeschool all of them. I have a 9-year-old, a 6-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 2-year-old. And so I actually, when this opportunity was presented to me, I did need the money, but I have done I've done New Skin, Mary Kay, Beachbody. I've done other MLMs and I don't want to say I failed. I feel like they failed me at the same ratio. And so I just had a bad outlook on, oh, another MLM, like another pyramid, another work your butt off and not get paid, but maybe I'll get a good discount. Well, my story is a little bit emotional and I don't want to hang on that too much because I will get super emotional. But my best friend, since we were 3, got me started in ZYIA and got me obsessed. And when I ordered stuff from her, it was just to support her. And I needed the money, but I was doubtful. And she begged me to do it. And I just thought, no, I'll just support her and love my ZYIA. Well, she ended up passing away from cancer. And I was going to do a donation party for her to give their family some money. And then I decided, no, you know what? I'm going to sign up with her because I'm going to run this life with her and we're going to do this together. Like we've been planning since we were the tiny little girls, dressed up in our wedding dresses, walking down the hallway at 5 years old. And we were scheduled to sign up on Monday and she passed away on Friday. So it just wasn't in the plans. So anyway, I still signed up. There was a fraction of me that felt like I missed the boat. I missed my opportunity to be with Tiffany. I'm just done. I'm just going to quit. But two of my uplines and sidelines are her cousins. And I did not just come for the money this time. I came for the community because I needed a circle of women that understood life, not going to school, not having drop-offs. I have sports for my kids. That's my seeing people. Otherwise, we are home. And so I just needed something other than my kids to talk about, something other than doing dishes and changing diapers and potty training and all the things. I was just sick of it. I needed something for myself. And this has become my own, even so much that my husband's a little jealous. So don't ask your husband for approval, just sign up, thank him later, give him a little side action at night and he'll be just fine. But do this for yourself because if you don't, at the end of the day, you're going to start to feel like a martyr. And that's really the position I found myself in without even knowing. I was like, I get $20 extra because I used to sell toothpaste. I got $20 extra. I really need a new bra, but I'm going to go buy my son some new football cleats instead. And you don't recognize it, but eventually you start to get to well, what about me and poor me? And then that's where I would go like on a shopping spree that nobody could handle, not even my credit card, because you have to make up for those withdrawals that you take without putting any deposits in. So what I found through ZYIA is that I started off with this obsession. I came for the community. The obsession is what keeps me here every Wednesday, every Monday. You just can't wait to see what's next. And everything you get is so comforting and full of confidence that you want to share that with everybody. But the number one blessing that you just might not notice is the community of people. There are some of them on here. Cara, Alicia, I haven't met yet. I've never gotten to hug them. And they are somebody I look up to. They are somebody I will speak with about personal stuff I can go to in my life. I know that they are in my corner. And that's just 2 on here. There's 100 when I may have had 5. Now I have 100. So the community is something that you might not think you need, and you might not even recognize it as you have it. But there's times in life that bring you full circle. And to be here, I will never quit. I will never quit because of these women. So that's all I have. I hope that resonates with some of you. If you have questions for any of us too, you're welcome to message us as well. But that's all I've got. I'm going to pass it back to Sydney.
Thank you so much for sharing, Carly. That was just perfect. We're going to just keep it short and sweet and let you all go. But we thank you so much for joining us tonight. If you have any questions, ask the rep who invited you or jump on the Find Your Fire Discover ZYIA call or Facebook page and ask any questions you have. Like she said, like we're an open community. We're all here to have each other's back and help each other out. So if you have any questions, just let us know. And we really hope that we get to be seeing more of you soon. So thank you, everybody. Hope you all have a good night.